All right, guys, we are on the Cranked Up Live podcast, and we're still kind of working the bugs out. But you saw 313 Entertainment One, Brad. It's kind of exciting stuff for us these days.
You're working the bugs out. We've got our script. We know what we're doing. We just haven't done this very many times yet. So
Well, and then they threw everything at us, and they're like, "Okay, you got to do this. You got to." We're not going to talk about any of that right now, Brad. We got to talk. We haven't been on the radio for a few weeks. We actually
my hat crooked. What the hell? See what happens when it's video. Nobody ever tell me that.
I want to start off. With something, Brad, because we've got to talk about this Jacob Fry. Is that how you say his name?
Yes, Jacob Fry, the mayor in Minneapolis.
Yeah. So we're gonna show this real quick and see what you think, and then we're gonna talk about it. And we got a lot to say about it, so you don't want to take off. Hang on, just a second. Here we go. I see if we're still in.
Okay, expand it.
All right, be quiet, y'all. Be quiet, because it's
Here we go.
important that we
Here we go.
hear this. It's important that we hear this, because if y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. If y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. And if he says no, guess what the fuck we gonna do next year? What'd you say?
All right, so go home, Jacob. That's what they were saying, and you know, Brad, I got to tell you, I was a little impressed that he was even there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with anything that he says, but I mean, you saw the mob, you saw everything that was going on, and you know, the guy showed a real sack sitting there in the midst of everybody, and actually saying, "I'm not gonna defund the police."
Well, but he did all of the guilt things at first. I didn't know who it was. When I first saw the video, I didn't know who this guy was. It's just some dude at the rally, and he's going, "I need to be a better person, and I haven't been good for you, and Black Lives Matter." And he did all of the different things. He was going to start washing somebody's feet, and then they ask him about the yes or no. Do you want to defund the police? Which defunding the police is just absolutely asinine. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't happen. I can't wait for them to defund their police.
I hope Minneapolis. I really, well, all their city council has already done it, or they've already voted to do it. And he's saying, "No, we're not going to do that." But what he did say, and this is something that I want to talk about here, police unions. But what he did say was, it took balls, because he was like in the lion's den right there, and he still, you know, don't like the guy, but he did say, you know, what we need to do is reform police unions, and I can't say that I disagree with that, Brad, because you and I were talking, and a lot of times, you know, these cops will do something, and then the union steps up for them, and nothing ever happens to them, so they just keep on keeping on, right?
So, and I mentioned when Curtis and I talked about dealing with unions in the past. I'm not a big fan of unions. I've got a lot of friends that on Facebook that argue with me about unions. But a good example I had was a buddy of mine was working for a delivery service, and he delivered something over to the Las Vegas Hilton in of course, Las Vegas. And it was like 11:58, and he's pulling up, and the delivery drivers are not allowed to take the stuff out of the truck and put it on the dock. Has to be a union worker. And right as he pulls up, he goes in, he's like, "Hey, I need you guys to pull this off the truck." And I mean, it's not like it's heavy. It's just a box. Got to pull it off the truck. And they're like, "Well, you just missed it by 1 second." And nobody would help him. He's like, "No, dude, it's just grab the box." But they wouldn't. He had to sit there for an hour as they ate their lunch and looked at him, and then they came back to work, grabbed the box, and they're like, "All right, there you go. Be on your way."
Well, and that's one of the things that happens with, you know, with these unions. I've dealt with them. I've had to deal with them myself, and you'll see them coming in for an event, and the union workers will come in, and somebody will be like, "Hey, man, can you grab that cable or whatever?" And they'll just flat out say, "No, that's not my job. I'm not moving that cable." And there's no real teamwork in a lot of that stuff. And I know that we're going to catch some flack because a lot of people are all about the unions, but it's one of those things that, I mean, I just think it's a waste, especially these police unions that keep these bad cops on the street. I think that this Jacob Fry dude was kind of right on that one. Reform that.
Well,
but don't disband the police.
The other thing is, for me, one of the things I hate is when somebody goes, "Well, that's not my job." You work here. Everything is your job. I mean, like
all the time.
Like with Maria, I was like, "Maria, you're going to need to clip my toenails, and then I need you to clean out the car." And she was like, "No." And I'm like, "You work for me." No.
For those of you that don't know, if you've listened to the radio show, Maria used to clean the studios for me.
Yep.
And then she quit and went to Hawaii, and so now she's in Brad's studio in Honolulu. And so I guess he's better to work for than I was. I don't know.
Yeah,
she didn't leave the company.
She prefers the weather here,
I guess. Yeah, that's probably what it is. And Brad's the kind of guy. Let me tell you guys, we've done shows, and I'll say, "Hey," Brad will be like, "Is there anything you need me to do?" And I'll say, "Man, can you run to the grocery store real quick and just pick up a juice bottle for whatever band they're crying about it, they need this. Can you just do that and get it in their dressing room for me? It'd be a huge help." And he's like, "Absolutely." And he leaves and he comes back, and I walk in the dressing room, and there's like fruit platters and brisket, and he's gone to the
make your own sandwich buffet.
Oh my God. And he did that to a hotel room last year in one of the hotels. Stocked their whole refrigerator, did all this stuff, put beer out, the whole 9 yards. They never even touched it. None of it.
Yeah, they came in there like, "What the hell is this? Why didn't you just get pizzas?" I'm like, "I will punch you right in the eye." I was like, sweating. I'm getting everything ready. Hell, I put chocolates on their pillows. Turn down service. They're like, "We don't want to eat that."
He literally did. He literally did that, and it was just, and it all for naught because they didn't even care.
Rock bands.
So, all right. So what do you think? So Minneapolis has decided that the city council has decided that they're going to disband the police. California said, "We're going to cut the budget by $150 million. New York said a whole lot more. And now today, Blasio was saying, was that his name? Blasio?
De Blasio.
Yeah. He was saying, a couple of days ago, they're not defunding anything, but today he's changing his tune, and now I guess he's jumping on board with that.
Hey, and real quick, since we're talking about de Blasio, can you show this photo that I'm posting here? Let's talk about this fellow. This guy, his name is Warren Wilhelm Jr. He worked for the Quixote Center, Marxist-Leninist support in Nicaragua, Sandinista National Liberation Front. This is also Bill de Blasio.
What? No, it isn't.
I swear to God, I have. You know me, I will fact check. We'll joke on some things. That picture is Warren Wilhelm Jr., who is now known as Bill de Blasio. Hell, you can look it up on Wikipedia and confirm it, but it's totally true.
Oh, because that's the end all be all. Remember when Wikipedia just douched all over us?
Here, let's see. And then here's his daughter.
Oh yeah, now I know.
Cutie.
The thing that cracks me up about all these pictures, like her, and you look at Pelosi or
get it off the screen. My God, I'm gonna puke.
No, I'm gonna leave it on for a second.
Oh my God,
I'm making a point here. So like all of these people that have eyes like this, and they all take the same picture. Go look at a Pelosi picture or a Schumer picture or any of them when they're all together. AOC. They all look like that. They all look like that.
They all look like you're not supposed to get water on them after midnight.
Yeah, they're gonna turn into something. They're gonna turn into something. We don't know what, but she's already started. Look at her hair.
Holy hell!
And the funny thing is, Brad, I think that she thinks she looks cute.
Most likely.
You absolutely have to think you look cute to go out of the damn house with a hairdo like that and eyes like that. She at least wear some glasses or something. Put some shades on. We've got, dude. We could get Black Fly to give her some shades or something, because Black Fly sunglasses. You can't go out of the house with stuff like that.
But honestly, so let's go back to the defunding thing. So in LA, what they're saying is they're going to defund it. And they're not saying they're totally taking the money away and closing the police department. They're going to move it to other things. So what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that the kids in the inner city have jobs. That's the key, because a $15 an hour job is going to take the kids off the street instead of making, $2-3 grand a day from whatever they were doing previously. Now, the other thing is that they're going to.
What are you implying, Brad? What are you implying?
I don't know. I don't even know.
We don't know.
But here's the other thing: is they're going to make sure that people have opportunities with the arts, because if you are out gangbanging on Tuesday, but you can do some painting on Thursday, crime is ending, Curtis. So. But that's actually what they're saying. They're saying if you give people jobs, if you give them art, give them a trumpet, whatever it's got to be, things are going to change, and you don't even need a police force. Curtis, I'm a big Star Trek fan. Even on Star Trek, where everything is free, there's no currency, you still have security. For God's sakes.
Oh, my Lord. What are you going to do when you call the police? Seriously.
Well, I think we have a meme for that.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so all right, let's see here. Let's go.
My house is being broken into. Stay calm. We are sending our thoughts and prayers.
There's that is so true too, because what are you going to do? It's like, if you called the police in Minneapolis after all this goes down, if they defund the police, right? And you call them and you're like, hey man, somebody is breaking into my house right now. So is the 911 operator, if they even have a 911 operator anymore, are they going to sit there and say, okay, do you need a social worker? Do you need a therapist? I mean, do you just need somebody to come over and hold your hand? I mean,
call me up, Curtis. Call me up. Let's ad-lib this real quick.
Well, you got to answer the phone. You got to answer the phone like you would.
911, what's your emergency?
Man, there's somebody breaking into my house right now, and I'm scared to death. I think they're going to kill me.
Okay, can you confirm their gender?
But I can't right now because I can't actually see them. I just hear them banging on the door.
Is it a person of color or a white person?
I just said I can't tell. I can't tell what they are.
Oh, my goodness. Do you have any odd jobs you could give them?
What is that going to do? What is that going to do? I need a police officer right now at my house.
Tell them you'd like to do some painting by numbers with them. Do you have any instruments? Maybe you could play some music, calm people down.
I mean, seriously, folks.
And the thoughts and prayers. You forgot to send me thoughts and prayers, Brad. You forgot that.
Thoughts and prayers.
Really though, I know we're making fun of it. We're making fun of it, but our mayor here in Carlsbad, where I live, right? And he just flat out came out today and he was like, there is no way in hell we're ever defunding the police. Period. They're good guys. We've got a great force. Not gonna happen. So don't even bring that crap around here. We're not doing it.
Sir, did you try posting a black square as your profile picture on Facebook?
That's going to solve it. That's going to solve it. Boy, dude, I went off on this whole tirade on this whole black dot bullshit. And it was like, they were putting their little black dots up and then they were having a day of silence, Brad. In
the music industry, and then they burned down Guitar Center in LA.
It's so sad. I don't even mean to laugh, but you've got to laugh because it's just pathetic. And folks, if you don't think that all of this is leading up to something, you're out of your minds, because it is. The more the soldiers that were bowed down, the crowd of however many hundred people that were bowed down. I don't like that, Brad.
Well, and if you're expecting somebody else to kneel for you, the other one that's sickening is where people had them washing their feet. I joked about that earlier. That was an actual thing. And I'm like,
I never need to see that ever.
yeah, I'm like, folks, that is inherently racist what you're doing. That it's just sad. But let's
wait. No, wait, hang on.
Get another one.
Wait, how is that racist?
It's racist because you're saying that you need to kneel beneath me. You are subservient to me. Racism in itself is to say that one race is better than the other, and to say, well, you should be washing my feet. Dude, come on.
Dude, feet are so disgusting anyway. That there's no way. There's no way. I mean, I would have to just get like, they'd just have to kill me. There's no way I'm doing it.
Kill me. Not touching your feet, sir.
No, dude. I don't give a damn if I was like the Pope. I wouldn't be doing that. You know, it's just not happening. You want to go to a meme? Is that what you're saying?
You know that the Pope actually does that for people, right?
I know he does. That's why I said if it's like I couldn't even do it if I were the Pope, I wouldn't do it.
I like this one. Mom, my friend is joining us for dinner. He's African American. Please don't embarrass me. And then here are the white parents. They're the Democrats did this today. All the Democrats put on I don't even know what you call it, some sort of African scarf, and they knelt down for whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, they're pandering is what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, they don't care. You can fool yourself all you want, but they don't care. They just want to be elected, and that's it. That's all they want.
And with that, though, I am surprised that mayor in Minneapolis, I'm surprised he didn't say yes. What's he got to lose? Just say yes, and then don't do it.
I'm surprised he didn't say yes just to get the hell out of there, because he's really honest to God, and I'm not being racist. I'm surprised he wasn't like beat up.
Yeah, because if anybody even attempted to, he was. I don't think he would have survived the scene.
Well, and Brad was like, Brad, what was he doing? He was doing some kind of parade or something not too long ago, right before he looks about 15 years old, right?
He does. He looks like a child.
I saw him on TV doing like the Macarena and stuff, and he was pandering too. You know, he's like out there dancing and trying to be all cool, and it's like it's not working. It's you're turned on in a second. I don't know where it's headed. I don't know where things are headed, folks. It's bad. I've got a theory I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but you want to show another meme, right?
Yeah, well, this one's probably the funniest one I saw this week, and it's this young lady wearing an "I Can't Breathe" shirt with a headline, "Unbutton Your Pants." That one was one that, where you choke on your coffee first thing in the morning when you see it. That one got me.
You got to show me I know a lot of things have changed since COVID and all of this stuff. Yeah, that right there. I got to look at this. Now this is serious, folks. This is a chart that we came across, right? We came across this chart, and you can see, let me see if I'm going to put my
Yeah, bras were extremely important until February, and at which point they became completely worthless. Toilet paper went off the chart for some reason for a little bit, and then came back down to earth. The internet jumped way up there. Cars became almost worthless. Shaving dropped off. Alcohol still headed upwards. And masks. Who knows what the hell the importance of a mask is at this point?
You can see how the chart just kind of goes all around, and it makes one of those. I don't know if I can even point to it. I don't even know.
No, you can't.
I can't. You see the yeah. Well, it's right there. There.
Yeah. There.
Right there. Yeah. Okay.
You got to mirror your video, otherwise you got to do it the other direction.
That's why I said we're practicing, right? We're practicing because we don't know. We don't know. How'd you get on that side of the screen?
I don't know what you just did. Now I feel like I need to move in my chair or something.
Okay, here you go. Oh, you're coming back in there.
Hey,
there you are.
The other one is that the memorial for the 54th Massachusetts Regiment was vandalized by Black Lives Matter. The 54th Massachusetts Regiment was the first black regiment in the Civil War, folks.
And they were a volunteer regiment.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They volunteered to go and fight for their country, fight for their cause, fight for the country. And because their lives did matter to them. They wanted their freedom. They wanted everything. And so now fast forward to today and look at the damage that was done to the memorial for them. It's just disgusting.
But so what do we do? When people are protesting, defunding the police? That's asinine. Clearly, that's not the way to do things. But so what do we do going forward? Do we train police better with less funding? Because that doesn't make any sense. And if you're going to charge them with a crime, then it's not a training issue. Like, you committed a crime, right? And so then we already have a way to deal with that. We charge you with murder. I just don't get the point of all of this.
I really don't either. And I think, as we said in the beginning, I think we've got to start. I think all of the governors and mayors and all of this stuff, they need to start with taking a look at these police unions. They need to, these police unions are protecting guys. This guy that did this to George Floyd had been in trouble numerous times, right? And he'd been backed by the police union. Of course, they're gonna help him. They're gonna give him a rep and all of that stuff. There comes a time, man. I had a conversation with an officer buddy of mine a few days ago, and we were talking about the psychological impact of being a police officer over an extended period of time, because they see things that you or I are probably never going to ever see, hopefully. And, that has to weigh on you as years pass. And I know their retirements are less than other jobs, because they let them retire out, because they understand that. But these guys come in and they become officers, and some of them, obviously, just like anybody, I think, would become, maybe jaded, say. They're going to come in, stuff's going to bother them more. At what point maybe do you start? And I know they have, counseling and things like that they can go and see and all of that. But maybe they take a look at these officers as they're going down, especially the ones that have been in, like your Chicago officers and that's in this violence all the time, and maybe take a look at them and offer them, make them go, see how they're feeling. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's something.
But even then, when you talk about profiling, well, part of profiling is, we used to call that good police work. And, you come into a situation that you've come into 100 times and you treat it like what you've seen 100 times. And so part of that is protecting yourself as an officer.
I agree.
And so some of this, one of the things, and what is it? Cops and Live PD, A&E pulled them. Cops and A&E pulled those shows. What we need more of is more shows to show you what a cop has to deal with, because cops don't get to go out there and give them a grease down and a shiatsu rub and here, come on, let's hop in the police car. It's violent, folks. They're dealing, the majority of their job is to deal with criminals. It's rare that they're not dealing with the criminal. And so you're dealing with people that you can't be nice to generally. So I don't like what happened to George Floyd, but at the same time, you got to understand these guys maybe, and who knows, I'm telling you, if they can show that they've dealt with George Floyd in the past and they've actually had to hold him down because he was on amphetamines or something like that again, these guys are going to walk. They're going to walk because they can say, we've dealt with him before. And what do you do when you deal with somebody that can overpower you and is on drugs? I don't know. All I know is that's why I didn't want to be a cop.
I had another officer buddy of mine that tells me that he sleeps 3 hours a night, every night.
Yeah.
And he's going to bed at 1 o'clock. He's getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he said it's because of all of the dreams and whatnot that he has all the time. And, and this is years after he's retired from the force, so it's It's craziness. And you're right. We were going to talk, Brad, and then we'll get out of here. But we were going to talk about some statistics, and we had you had all that brought up. Do you still have that available?
Oh, and I've got in my head since then I've found out. Did you know that officers in the United States have an interaction with a civilian 370 million times per year in the United States? Okay, of those 370 million interactions, 4.9 million arrests. Nearly 5 million arrests. And in 2019, 1,000 people were shot by police. Now, here's the thing. Is 1,000 way too many? What would you say?
Well, if it's COVID-19, yeah.
Yeah, and COVID-19, we're saying COVID-19 is off the charts compared to this. Because we're saying that at this ratio, it's 1/5 that of the flu. Like we're not worried about the flu. This is 1/5 that of the flu. That's your odds. If you get arrested, that's your odds. Okay. Now, I did have somebody say, well, that's ridiculous that 1,000 unarmed black men are killed by police. No. I said 1,000 people. There were 19 unarmed black people killed in 2019 by the police. And then you have to factor in, did they think the person was going for a gun? Was it suicide by cop? What was the situation for just those 19? And I wish there was some way to do away with all those 19, but based on the number of contacts and the number of arrests and all of that, that's miraculously low. To me, I think they're doing a hell of a job to keep it that low. But, you know, in the time that we did the show, I think we lost 10 people on the freeway.
Well,
come on.
You know, we had I see Melissa, she just wrote in and she said, you know, armed security. That's an option, I guess, for defunding the police. But who's going to have that, Brad?
The Hollywood celebrities. That's who's going to have it.
Brad's going to have it. Maybe I have some, but we're going to have, we're going to have security, and these inner cities and things like that aren't, because they're not going to be able to afford that.
Well, but you can still afford a gun. And so then what happens when it's just anarchy? Well, whoever's willing to commit the most crimes is in charge.
Quick, Brad, quick. What is the percentage? You said it was, tell me again real quick off the top of your head.
So it was 0.02% is how many are killed by cops when they're arrested. 19 people, that's 0.00038% of the number of arrests.
Yeah, it's really, people are going to die, folks. I mean, people die but it's a minuscule amount, really. Any death is bad. Everybody says that. I've heard that with COVID so much that I just want to vomit. But they're like, well, if it saves one life, that we shut every business in the United States down, then we need to. I think that's nonsense.
And it's horrible to see, but that's what social media has done. It's able to highlight the situation and make it a horrible situation. I mean, just an example, like when it comes to weather, you got, a storm hitting in Louisiana right now. I remember back when people were talking about, oh my gosh, I can't believe, we need to get rid of CO2 because look at all the damage in Houston. And I'm like, yeah, but see, you don't know that like 180,000 people just died in Bangladesh because you don't care about it. I mean, these things happen all the time. It's just they're being highlighted with video. Now that we've got video everywhere, Curtis.
I got to wait. I got to have a drink.
You got to have a drink. People have video cameras everywhere. You know the thing that I'm missing most from all the video cameras everywhere?
Porn. I don't know.
No, that's in heavy supply. Curtis, I'm missing miracles. Where are my filmed miracles?
Hey, I saw.
Where are they?
Dude, I did see those UFO rings the other day on video. They did take that. Did you see that?
I'm pretty sure I could make that in After Effects right now.
I bet you can, because we talked about that. we were looking at what was it? Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh my God. I opened it up and I was going to make a simple little promo video for something. And it's like, okay, how do I import a file? Let me YouTube that and watch a video. I was about 50 minutes in when I was like, screw this, man. And
it is ridiculous, folks. That
it's
intro with our logo moving across the
yeah,
sky
we hired that out. We hired that out. Yeah.
No way.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys. Hey, we're gonna get out of here, and you know what? We're kind of practicing a little bit with the new stuff, and here in a couple of weeks, we're gonna come back. We're gonna be on YouTube, and we need you to go to our YouTube channel, and I would give you the link, but we don't have enough people to actually have a link yet. So yeah, if you can find us, do a search for Cranked Up Live and subscribe, and then we're gonna have we're gonna be broadcasting live on YouTube. It'll come over to Facebook, and then of course it's gonna be distributed out to all over the world, actually. So we're really excited
wherever.
about that. Yeah, so we're really excited, and we appreciate you guys tuning in here on Facebook. I would say send us an email. I'm so used to doing that on the radio, but we don't need to now because we can see everything live, right?
Yeah, we can see that. But we'll get emails and all that stuff. I can't wait until we get our commercials in here, because I'm going to start selling Viagra on here. And so
yeah, dude, we'll have,
thumbs up.
Yeah, we you know what? We made a lot of money on Viagra over the years.
That's not a joke, folks. The biggest money maker of all of our things on of all the commercials was always Viagra.
Well, we had this is sad. We would make a killing. We'd make a killing on Viagra. It was a little blue pill, right? It was a little blue pill. It wasn't Viagra. So the little blue pill just made a monster load of cash. And the suicide awareness hotline.
Yeah, yep. But that's good. I'm glad.
And the drug addiction hotline. We ran those two, and those were big hitters.
Those were big on the rock show.
On the rock show, yeah. When we went to country, nobody called the
just Viagra.
People are going to be calling it now after they watch this nonsense for an hour or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in and checking us out. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the page, because that's where we're going to be. We're practicing out on Facebook right now, but we will. We'll see you again soon. We're going to come back and do a few more of these, and then we're going to start in a couple of weeks. So thanks so much.
Aloha.